guys, what's up? Shadow here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Well, we're still on the thruster since last episode was basically spent mining platinum, which was annoying, and we're still producing thruster components, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Thruster components. Yes, indeed. We'll have... yeah, we have a good amount there. That's good. Let me see. Do we just place them in here? How many per thingy? 80. Alright. Unknown signal. Well, we don't really care about the unknown signal, do we? You know, sometimes I'm just too lazy to actually fly the ship back and forward. So that's when I do this. You know, just grab these things by hand, basically, and move them back and forth. So we can at least start welding the top part completely. You know, maybe one more back, maybe two, and then we should be done. More or less, at least. There we go. Obviously, there have not been any updates so far, but you know, there's none to be expected at the moment. I mean, they're still doing some improvements, and I hope that there's gonna be some kind of, like, end of the year update, maybe a Christmas update, who knows, right? Maybe there's even gonna be a Halloween one. Although the last Halloween one was the skins, right? So that wasn't real big, so to speak. I just want to test, check something, actually. So this one is producing. The speed assembler is also producing. This one is not, for some freaking reason. So wait. Why is this one not producing any? Is there just not enough platinum to go around, or is a full inventory the oh, I think that's the problem. It has like a full inventory. If I do this now, will it start to produce? Yeah, it will. Okay, so that might make it a little bit faster, potentially. Okie dokie. Back to work. Back to work. Peons. Grunts. There we go. Where were we? Here. I think we need to back one more. Yes! Kinda saw that coming. More or less. There. Alright, now we need to kill some time so we can start producing thrusters components again. As you were able to see, we just basically used up all of the stockpiled thruster components. So let me weld the top bit, because after this the top bit should be completely done. And then we start welding the bottom bit. Mainly we're gonna weld the steel plates. And then we'll see how many thruster components we'll have produced until then. But we should be able to completely finish the top part, as far as I have seen. Yes, looks good. Now, don't crash into something. Okay. Everything glowing, very good. Let me go over here. Very good. I want to take a look at this for now. Let me just back off a little bit and see how that all looks when it welds, is welded together. Oh yeah, that works. So now we were talking last time about decoration, or smoothing it out a little bit, and I'm not quite sure. Should we do something like this, or should we do something like this? You know what I mean? Either we kind of make the slope go down from the thruster, so it comes together in the middle in like a little valley thingy, so to speak, or we do it the other way around so that it raises after the thruster. Now, I'm not 100% sure what looks better at this point, to be honest. Let me get some steel plates. What does look better? What should we do? Should we do this? I don't know. Or should we do this? This looks weird, doesn't it? No, we'll just do it as we have planned it. As we planned it last time. Or I planned it, rather. There we go. And then, of course, we need the normal... there we go. Normal armor blocks, or rather the half blocks. I've seen a mod floating around lately. I don't know how new this mod is, but I just seen it. I think it adds a lot of different like armor plates, you know, just like in Empyrean, which has a lot more like building blocks. It adds a lot more like special like corner blocks of certain varieties, because that's actually something that is really missing right now. A lot of corner blocks are still missing. And some slopes as well. Oh, come on, again? How does this keep happening? I really don't understand how that keeps happening. And it's not like the thing gets damaged and starts to degenerate. No, it just fucking explodes. Genius. What is the state on these? See, they're 100% fine. So it's not like we were scrabbing along and it started to deteriorate. No, it just decided it was time to go. Its home planet needed it and it just went. Ah, that's a no. Oh, now it didn't even select it. There we go. Ah, that is majorly annoying. I'm pretty sure we don't have large tubes on this ship. We have that, that. Maybe some more of that. Yeah, large tubes. The only thing that's missing. And I'm pretty sure the lower thrusters are also missing large tubes. So we're just gonna grab ourselves a bunch and go over and fix this. Ugh. I might need to check. Is it always the same one that explodes? Because that means it's bad luck, right? It's like the cursed welder. It's always the left one. Well, to be fair, I'm not sure. I haven't checked, but it might be. Would be very weird if it's always like the same. We got 100, so we should be able to do 12 of these, I think. And then we'll be left over with 3. We should have been left over with 4, but... Oh, but we spent one on the welder. That's why we're left over with 3, I think. Or maybe my math is just terrible and I shouldn't try to do it live on the video without thinking about it. There we go. Wonderful. Let's dump the rest in here. Now let's see what our thruster components are doing. Thruster components, we got... Well, at least... Oh, there we go, 700, look at that! Now they're getting produced a little bit faster, it seems, which is nice. Alright, let me bring the welder ship down. Also, let me weld the backside here, which we haven't done until now. Kind of an oversight. At least a little bit. I guess we didn't do it because we weren't sure if we wanted to build in more thrusters, but we could do that anyway afterwards. If you really feel the desire. Okay. Now we need to navigate around the space anchor, obviously. Ugh, come on. Well, technically, at this point, we should be able to disconnect the space anchor. Although, we first need some uranium before we can do that. Because I think if we disconnect the space anchor, the ship will be without power. There's a lot in that small reactor. Well, I guess we'll just take some of that. 100 uranium, that should be enough. Where's the entry point to the ship? Have we yet decided where the entry point to the ship is? We might actually make like an entry point here. That might not be a bad idea. Right now I know there's an entry point here, but it could be of significant functionability, is that a word? Usability to have like 2 entrances. And we go over here into the reactor room. And we shall each give them... how does this work? I think... Oi! Oh, yeah, you drag with the left. That's how you do it. 50. And 50 to you as well. There we go. And now, after we finished all the thrusters, we can do a little test drive. Because then, we'll have to see if we actually have enough power. Right? I mean, let me sit into the cockpit right now just to check something. We have power for 9 hours! Only 9 hours? In like a resting position? That is weird and wrong and terrible. Let me actually save before I disconnect this. Just in case. Looks okay. Oh yeah, we need some kind of control seat on this thing because we need to drive it away. Let me actually do that right now. I think a flight seat will be enough for now. Like here. Oh, we need interior plates. Of course we need interior plates. What else might we need? We might need this, we might need that, some display, or at least one display. Are there more? Yes, there are more. Some of those, some computers, obviously, maybe some pipes. Who the fuck knows? No, I actually think we have everything. Yeah. Wonderful. Space anchor away! Whoa, that thing turns way too freaking fast. Holy crap! That happens if you have too much gyroscopes on your ship. It will just spin out of control, basically. Let's drive this over here. That's sufficient. Thank you very much. And actually, let me get some oxygen. Otherwise, I might die, which is not very productive at all. Thruster. I mean, since we're here, we might as well take some with us. It's not much, but at least some. Oh, here we were. Okay. Let's stick all that crap back into here. And start welding. Now we have officially, like, cut loose the ship. I know we should maybe have had like a more ceremonious thing going on while we do this. But to be honest, it's actually easier to decouple it now from the anchor because it makes it easier to weld. So there's going to be like an official finishing touch of the ship at one point, but not right now. Wait, what? Why can I weld these? Huh? Do I have trusted components in here? What? I'm confused. Oh yeah, I still have some trusted components in here. What the heck? I didn't even know that. That's kind of okay. It's okay. Let me still get a bunch more. We have, I think, like 400 in this ship. And we get another 380. 700? I don't think it's enough for over here, actually. Or it might be. We'll see. Let me get into the ship and start welding. Start the welding. Okay, first this part. And don't smash my welders again, please. That would be nice. Or actually, it would not be nice if you do smash my welders, so please do not. No smashy welders. Like the kobold from World of Warcraft. You no take handle. You no smash welders. Oh, right, that's the reason we wanted to do it this way. Because we need to hide that part. Right. Now I remember. Just kind of forgetting about that. But it's okay. We did it the right way. I mean, we could also do it like different on the top part, I guess. That might look cool too. But I prefer it to be symmetrical. You know? Looks nicer in my opinion. Not on all ships. Some ships actually look very cool if they're a bit asymmetrical, but this one I wanted to have complete symmetry. Oh, we're missing large tubes, aren't we? I'm pretty sure we're missing large tubes. Yeah, let me back off real quick and get some large tubes then. Tubus Maximus! Come on to me! I wish I could carry more. You know, that's something I sometimes think could be very cool in Space Engineers, to have like suit upgrades. That give you maybe more oh, construction components are missing! Now that's a shocker! I didn't expect that! But yeah, upgrades for suits. You know, just like the welder upgrades and such. So you could upgrade your suit to have like more inventory space, maybe more effective thrusters, longer oxygen, or more efficient oxygen usage. Wouldn't that be cool? More health. But I feel they would have to like make the crafting system a little bit more in-depth. Because right now the crafting system is so freaking simple. You know, you just get a few materials and boom, you're set. You can make everything, basically, until you run out of a certain material. And that's not really a challenge. You know, for a challenging crafting system, you would need... oh, steel plates, we're missing those as well. Maybe. Or maybe we just didn't weld over there. For a challenging crafting system, you need, like... something that is rare, you know, something that you only get maybe on certain planets and only in a very limited quantity. So you have to go there a few times or every time you want to make something. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, in every other aspect, I think this game that I'm about to mention is inferior to Space Engineers. Well, it's not even remotely the same type of game, but still. No Man's Sky. Since the next update, they have really revamped the crafting, in my opinion. And there you have to go to different kind of planets, you know, different kind of like climate planets to get certain materials. And if you really want to do get certain materials, you have to travel around quite a bit, and you have to go on a like discovery tour, so to speak. All right, we're done. Well, when it comes to the thrusters, that is. But now comes like the critical test, right? Oh, now we have 42 days. Nice. Okay, first, let me... Is my welding ship a bit too close? I don't think so. Let me test... Alright. I mean, we could have more gyroscopes, but I think it's okay. Alright, now the big moment. First, forwards. I think the reactors are not even remotely having a problem with this. Okay, so we can add a shit ton more thrusters. Let's see sideways. The acceleration is not momentous, but you know, that actually looks really cool. Swoosh. And then upwards. Oh, whoops. Oh, we're missing the... Yeah, we'll do that in a second. And downwards. Sweet! So we have a potential to add more thrusters. We'll have to keep that in mind, because this ship should be upgradable, in my opinion. It's so large, it has so much space on it, that we should be able to upgrade without a problem. And now we have basically an overkill when it comes to energy output, which I should have known it. I always do it. It should have been clear. I was kind of blinded by our first test where we only had the battery running, you know? And I thought, oh god, it's never gonna be able to fucking power it, but it is. Without a problem. Very nice. I'm impressed. I'm happy. Very good. This ship is going places. Not sure where or when, but it's going places. Which is, if you think about it, actually the main purpose of a ship most of the time. A vessel. You know, sometimes I think a ship is not the right description, because a ship is a naval term, right? It's more like a vessel, a shuttle. That's the more accurate description. Because one of the most misunderstood thing about space is, in most fiction and whatnot, is space is not an ocean. It's not two-dimensional, and you will not have the same kind of combat in space as you have in naval combat, you know? There's a lot of good sites that point out these like tropes about space, you know? The impossibility of like space pirates, you know? Or if there were space pirates, it would be completely different than the ones that you see in like normal science fiction series, and so on and so forth. Alright! Now, we're officially done with the Stage 1 thrusters, let's put it that way, because this keeps us open to add new thrusters. For example, I could just add another pair of thrusters on the outside here, or I could stretch out these like appendages, these wings, you know? So I can add a second thruster on each side. Then, of course, here I could, for example, I could make these one block in each direction bigger, you know? Have here 3 more and here 3 more, maybe even tier thrusters, you know, so the ones are actually beginning on this block, so that would look a little bit more cool. That might be a possibility, and then we might actually redesign that whole thing so that all have like a decorational element running down this path here, so that's kind of the same as here. We'll see about that. And of course at the back we still have some room here. In theory we could fill the whole middle section with thrusters too, which would incidentally also completely hide the conveyors, which is nice. Let's see. We should, I think, for the remainder of what we have right now, we should do an entrance to the ship, an official entrance. Now, let me think about this. I think the problem here is that it's even, right? It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that is kind of shitty because you cannot have you know, doors that are. We could do doors with hangar door. Hangar, the Vikinger, the Viking. Sometimes German slips into my fucking English. It's really weird. We could do hangar doors, but the problem with these is they're like this set height or length rather, which is super annoying. One thing I would really wish, it's like one of these wishes of the community, and this is like the ladders and more blocks and whatnot. This is my personal favorite. Having these and being able to adjust the length of them, be it when you construct them, which is probably the way you have to do it, or like in an option where when they're deployed you can say, oh, they have to go that far. But it's probably easier just to have like 10 of those and then you can scroll through them like you can do with these blocks, you know? Would be very nice, because right now you're super limited. Because for some things, a 4x4 or a 4 height door is just not enough. And sometimes you just want to have these massive doors, but just like tiny. Like here. I would love to place these here and just have a 2 block wide door, which is not possible right now. What we could do, on the other hand, is do like double doors, you know, or have like 2 entrances, like one here and one here, like separate from each other. You know what I mean? Shall we just do that? Let's just cut in some holes, which is never a thing you should do on a live ship. Especially if you have passengers on them. And now we need to think about how we would do the airlock. The airlock, I'm not gonna do one of these super complicated airlocks with a decompression chamber and whatnot. That's not what I want to do right now. I just don't care too much about that. So it's gonna be something. We have to change the design a little bit here, obviously, but it's gonna be something like that. You know? Like so. So we have a little bit of an interesting pattern going on. Then there's gonna be the interior door, one space, and then the exterior door. Or is that a bad idea? Should it be interior door, exterior door? Just back to back. The negative thing about that is we cannot put like a light in between, which is not 100% necessary, I guess, but the negative about the free space door is that we have to change the design here. Let's see if we ought to change the design here. If we do that, how will it look? How do we have to change it now that it looks good? We have to do something along those lines, right? And then we have to change at least this part. So that it fits. And it will fit like that. Oh, whoops. I'm always afraid when I cut something off that everything will fall apart for some reason. Do you sometimes have that? If you... Maybe not so much in creative, because there is not that much of a bother. But here, in survival, that you cut something off and you're like, oh god, I just disconnected the whole thing. It's gone. You know? It happened to me every once in a while, so... Yeah. It's hard to tell how that will look, because we need to weld it. We need at least the exterior. We need to weld that real quick, so we can judge how it's going to look. You know, one thing I can say right now is that the ship's acceleration, the big ship's acceleration, is at least better than the one of the welder ship. It's not really difficult, but, you know, at least the sidewards acceleration, let's put it that way. Alright, let's bring this up here. What I really wonder is if the windows are gonna look okay this way, or if they're gonna look really, really weird. Please don't crash. Now the question, of course, is if we want to continue the pattern of the plates, like up there on the upper level as well. That is a question we need to answer too. Alright, back off, back off, back off. Ouch. Does that look okay? I think it does. Let's look from the inside. Let's like weld this part here. So we can like... Yeah! I think that works. I think that works. Wonderful. Okay, so we can have, let's have doors. Or should we, for the airlock, should we do the sliding doors? Because sometimes I think for the airlocks, the sliding doors actually look much better. And if we say the light is not an issue, we can still do... What is this block called? There's one weird block. Oh, what was that block called? There, this one, the passage. If we think we don't need necessarily a light, we can still do this, which will make it look a lot more like airlock-y. You know what I mean? Airlock-y? Is that a thing? No? Okay. But yeah, I think that works. Can we... Well, we're still on time. It's fine. Let me at least weld the outer doors if we can. If we have the necessary components. Apparently we don't. There's something stupid missing. Something like glass or something. Oh no, it's okay, actually. That works! Makes the ship a little bit more interesting. Gives it a little bit more... an interesting pattern, I guess. And then we have an entrance here. We'll make one more entrance maybe here? You know? Like, either having something like this be cut out. But if we do that, then I want to extend the room back here so we can cut out this wall, because I don't like to have doors on corners. Something in me is like dying if I build it like that. So yeah. All right. Let me get a preview image since we actually finished this here. We're gonna have a preview image of this. That's actually nice because then the other part is on it too. Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. Cool. Alright, that was really fun. We could technically already fly around with this thing. We might still add more thrusters, we might add some more turrets. But this is like, let's call this version 0.9 or something. Because it's close to being able to be released, but not perfect. By far not. So... yeah, cool. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.